Welcome back to the Alliance for XR platform. In this tutorial, we will create a recycling minigame. By clicking Create New, we enter the editor. First, we will hide the human model from the scene for a clearer view. Then, we will start placing our 3D objects inside the scene. For this tutorial, we will use 3 recycling bins: blue, yellow, and red for plastic, glass, and metal. We drag and drop them into the scene as shown here. In the Object Settings panel, we rotate, move, or scale them as needed. First, I rotated the bin to face my position. Now, I will place the blue bin in the required position by moving it along the axis. Now, I will proceed to place the second bin. I will follow the exact same steps used for the blue bin. For this tutorial, we also need to place some objects for recycling, such as a plastic bottle, a glass bottle, and a tin can. Now that the second bin is finished, I will add the third bin, following the previous steps once again. After finishing the placement of the bins, I will start adding the recyclable objects. First, I will add the tin can and position it where needed in the scene. Now, I will add the required game interaction. In this case, it will be a throwable object. This gives the objects the physics we need. Next, I will add the glass bottle and apply the same game interaction to this object as well. The last object we need is a plastic bottle. I will add it to the scene. And apply the same game interaction as before. Now that we have all our objects, we can duplicate them to make the scene richer. We can have as many as we want. It is recommended to finish the object settings before duplicating, so the new objects inherit these settings. Finally, we will add the most important part of our game, the targets. Currently, only boxes can act as targets. So, we will add a box and begin editing it for our use case. Now, we will move it and place it exactly above the trash bin in order to catch the items and count them. We move, rotate, and scale it as needed. For our scenario, it will be placed near the opening of the bin. We scale it to match the exact width of the bin. Once an object passes that threshold, it will start counting the items. In game interactions, we define it as a target. We do not want it to be solid, but we want it to be transparent. Next, we set it to collect items, as shown here. Then, we select which items it must collect. Only the items selected here will be counted when the game starts. All others will be ignored. After finishing, save the settings. To apply this to the other bins, we can simply duplicate the target. When duplicated, uncheck the transparent option so you can see it while positioning. Move it to the second bin and place it exactly as we did before. Once placed, re-enable the transparent option. Now, set the new items you want to count. Remove the previous items unless you want them counted as well. In this case, I will remove them and check the new ones. Save again after finishing. One more time for the third bin, duplicate the target and repeat the same steps. Never forget to update the settings after placing the new target. One last thing before finishing the scene, we need to set the trash bins as static objects in game interactions. Enable this option for every bin in the scene. This ensures items hit the bin instead of passing through it. For the finishing touches, we will add an image to it to help recognize it in our list later. Then, we will rename our creation. Finally, we save it. Now, let's add it to a collection. First, we create a collection and give it a name. Once named, search for your game in the list and add it to the collection. Using the generated PIN, you can access it via Open Collection. Now let's view the results. To play, simply press the immersive XR button in your VR headset. A video demonstrating the final result will follow. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the video.